Okay.
I think it's a cheap burrito from somewhere.
There we go. Good morning, yo. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're just waiting on the rest of the people to come back in, and we're going to get started. Today, we'll be talking about Jackson Suede. And remember, I did put this out yesterday. Good morning, everybody. This is FLUX Vision, and I'm W.O. White III. But just going through a few things while we get everybody to come in. Hope you guys have been enjoying these shows. Today is our 21st episode. So what I was attempting to do was put the stickers up. So I guess, me using the table, that's not going to be a good thing. Take those down. Put them flat. Okay, so that's about how many stickers I got for Adam. And I think I'm going to try to do more, and put more out. I did put some clips from the shop on the tag them to the video so that you guys want to go and take a quick look at that. You'll see the character we talking about, his hero version anyway, right? And you'll see the 3 books. We're going through books 1 and 2. That's what we've been doing. So let me go ahead and get this started, y'all. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to FLUX Vision. I'm W.O. White III, your facilitator, your host, your guide through the FLUX Continuum. What is the FLUX Continuum? The FLUX Continuum is the first line of defense for unprecedented extremes. That's what it is, y'all. That's what it is. The first line of defense for unprecedented extremes. 12 series book. Well, 12 series, a 12-book series of the Lords of Chaos versus the Lords of Order. And we start off with humans. Why? So that we can find a way to gravitate to the story, right? It's got to be about us. It's got to be about us, right? So we are the avatars, or we do have avatars that stand on behalf of the Lords of Order, and they fight on our causes. That's what we're doing, right? Yeah, getting all these lights and stuff on, making sure everybody's in, making sure we clicked in. We got a couple of people that enjoying. Here we go. So today we're on. Well, let me give you a quick recap. I like the recaps because it brings you into more of the story and what this story is about. We're on book 1. You'll see that to the far left. That's book 1, Celestial Genesis. Flux is the series. And then each book has its own title. We're on book 1, Celestial Genesis. So this is like, the beginning of the big introduction to the series and what the otherworldly things that we'll be going through along the way. So what I like to do is tell people why I started it off with people, right? You always start off with people, maybe not in a movie or whatnot, but definitely in a book, because you want to know how we're going to travel through this series. So we started off with Dr. Afanasy Sidorov. I did tell my people from now on I will be putting up clips so you guys can see who I'm talking about. Dr. Afanasy Sidorov, bam. So this is Dr. Afanasy Sidorov, and he is the guy that we started off the entire story with. He was out in space doing the spatial rift testing, yada, 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 right? There was a big accident when the probe returned from the other side, and which got our story going. Then I jumped from Dr. Afanasy Sidorov to the Reaper. And this Reaper that's in the Flux Continuum is the Reaper from the Horseman of Apocalypse. He is death, right? But his name is Reaper. So what I do is I give each character their own titles and whatnot, maybe, and then they have a title too, right? They have a name and a title. So his name is Reaper. His title is Death, right? And he does the whole apocalyptic thing and whatnot. But for right now, his job is, gathering the souls, right? Taking them to purgatory or wherever they're gonna go and sit and wait for judgment. Then we got the innumerable. So I go from the humans to the Reaper to show you how vast the story is and how epic it's gonna be. Just give you a little tingle, right? And then I give you the agitators. They are the innumerable. They are the Bakrata. And let me show you what a Bakrata looks like. They look kind of like that, but they're not, all shined up with gold and green. It's just all green or all brown. Okay, that's kind of what they look like. So the Bakrata are the agitators in the first book and the second book. But the first book is more of an introduction to, how did everything get started, scenes behind the scenes, if you would. Then we jump to Den Han. Okay. Den Han was the first, no, correction. Dr. Afanasy Sidorov was the first human to experience the gifts of power ceremony because he was struck by an orb at the end. I didn't tell you guys that. But then after he got struck by the orb, that's to give you like what's going on. And then that's why I jumped to death to show you the epicness of the story, the Reaper. And then we went to the innumerable, the agitators, right, to give you background on the what's coming, right? Then I get back to the humans, right? Because technically I've labeled everything kind of the Zodiac Guardian. So, we got to give the people what they want. So we immediately get back into the humans, right? After that little quick interlude. So Den Han is the second one. He's from Ningbo, China. Let me put his character up. So he's from Ningbo, China, and he's an Asian guy, right? And I don't want to really tell you because we already went over everything that transpired, but this guy, right? He is the hero of Aquarius, but we was introducing Den Han, and he's just a young guy, going to work, and he gets caught up in, I guess curiosity kills the cat, right? So his curiosity got the better of him, and he did something he wouldn't normally do, and right. So, but he was struck by an orb, and after he was struck by an orb, and if you guys have been rocking with me every day, then you would know that when the orbs hit a human, then what it does is wherever it hits at, light begins to spread across that human's form and until they just vanish or until they get so bright that we can't even see them. And it's already described when it happens. Okay, y'all, it's in the story. Okay, so after Den Han, I think we go to Tholen Liebenberg. So let me go ahead and bring up Tholen Liebenberg. Come on, Tholen. All right, so Tholen is the senior order. You'll find all that when you run through his story. But Tholen Liebenberg, he was the next guy. He was in South Africa. So what I'm letting you know is a lot of diversity. Caveat, I was in the military. I've did a lot of journey. I've been to a lot of places. So that's kind of where I picked some of my duty station. I picked some of the I made sure some of the characters came from that, just me interjecting a little me into the story. It's a lot of that, but that little part right there. So he's from South Africa. He's a foreman. He's having a meeting about some faulty equipment, and bam, he gets hit by an orb. So far, I think that's 4 humans that have gotten hit by orbs. Let me see, Dr. Afanasy, Den Han. Yeah, that was 3 then. That was 3. Okay, then we hit Eloise Rothstein. So Eloise Rothstein, she's a professor at a university in Stuttgart, Germany, doing what I guess professors do, going to get something to eat before she goes home. And she, some stuff happened, but, she ended up eventually a couple of blocks from my house, and then she gets hit by an orb. Okay, so these orbs are celestial in nature, and what they are. So whatever your zodiac character is, that symbol that we have right here, behind the character, that is inside like a heart like conch orb. Okay, so it's in a sphere and it's glowing, and that symbol is what I keep saying. You know, these little arcane symbols or whatnot struck the character. Then that's what I'm talking about. These little symbols behind the characters. So after Eloise got hit by an orb, then we moved to Manas, Brazil, and that's where, here we go, the guardian of Aries, right? Ember. So Monet Lagos, she has a twin sister. Twin sister, we did this yesterday. Twin sister mysteriously comes up missing. We think, I give the lieu of it. Maybe, she got sold into sex trafficking, something bad's gonna happen to her. And her sister, right, is looking for her. Anyway, she goes through great depth to find her sister, right? Because she's experiencing like empathic feedback from her sister. They twins, right? So some twins share a secret that we could never understand unless you're a twin. So long story short, she's plagued by, or it's giving her anxiety or whatever. So she basically goes through great depths to find her sister. She even breaks into the facility, finds secret levels. Long story short, she gets into a fight with some men. She's struck by an orb. And that brings us to today. Today. So I think that was about 5 characters that were struck by orbs. Okay. So out of all of the characters, we have Dr. Afanasi Sidorov for Capricorn. We have the Senior Order for Libra, Intech. We have Eloise Rothstein right here. She's Shift for Leo. And we have, Monet from Brazil. And we have Den Han from Asia. So if you notice, these guys are from all around the world, from, because I believe in diversity, and I believe personally, if somebody's going to save the universe, it's not just going to be, 1 or 2 people. No, I believe it's going to be a lot of people that have to save the universe. We're not talking about a planet. We're talking about the universe, right? So to save the universe, you're going to definitely have to have all ethnicities, all variations. Like, that's why we have different life forms in the flux continuum, because we got to have everybody if we're going to save the universe. So those are all the characters, and we're still going. Today's character is right here. His name, Jackson Swade. So, all right. It's what it is, y'all. It's what it is. We can be stereotypical or we can keep it real, okay? It's what it is. So when we come back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, pay the bills real quick. And then I'm going to put on the Zodiac jingle. When we come back, I'll make sure you guys get the video clip of Jackson Swade, and then we'll talk about him, and this is me attempting to intrigue the audience to share everything that you hear here at the Flux Continuum. Share the story, the books. If you run into the right people, you can pitch, then pitch. But I want you guys to, find a way to support. You can support through purchasing the books. Each books 1 and 2 are $20 a piece. Book 3 is $25 a piece. And technically, caveat again, right? I am actually writing book 5. So for anybody who's brand new, I'm actually on book 5, and there will be a total of 12. We're at number 3 right now, and you can get those here. Each one will be autographed, stamped, and with a raised company seal. I was thinking about this poster that you guys get to see in the background. Let me turn this off. This poster here in the background, 16 by 20 inches. What I'm thinking about doing is raffling that off probably at the end of April, but it'll either be April or May. And we had to change the dates because why? I'll be at the Urban Nerd Con in Atlanta, Georgia, April 26, 27, and 28. So I'm going there to represent for Flux Continuum, to continue to share the word. If you are connected to What's Not, that would be Facebook and YouTube. You guys, hey, if you come out, you guys, I will actually stream from Atlanta. So you guys will be able to see me. If they got strong Wi-Fi, then hey, you guys on Instagram, LinkedIn, and X, you guys will be able to follow. So again, share, hit the notification button, do all those little things that go with it, right? And I guess maybe the algorithm. Another thing is we would like to get our blue check, but I'm being told that we need approximately 1,000, I guess, subscribers, and then I guess they'll take us serious, and then maybe I can get my blue check, or they will actually process my submission to get my blue check or our blue check, right? Okay, so and also, I got to give a shout out to the collaboration superpower, which is Miss Alexis McCrae and Wasinki Bamende. So Miss McCrae, she tackles mental illness, okay? And you guys will be getting a little bit more about that because, again, remember, I'm a retired veteran, and we do have a lot of veterans go through a lot of things, okay? And you can't always, I'm not saying family members aren't there, but if you haven't experienced it, you probably can't relate to it. It's different than being here in America and dealing with PTSD, and it's different over there. So these veterans and other people too, right? Just even regular citizens, right? I'm not gonna say we all do, but we all need a little mental help, right? Somebody to talk to, because they say that we people that need other people. We can't survive by ourselves. And I don't want to make this gothic or anything, but if you have a newborn and you don't hold that newborn, they tend to pass. So again, that reinforces that we all need each other in some way. So Miss McCrae handles that, and you'll be getting more information on her as we go. Now, Mr. Wasanki Bamende, he's the chief abundance consultant. Okay, I consider him the debt doctor, but he's greater than that. Even if you're in debt, he makes sure that you don't go and get a consolidated loan to pay all of your bills. He makes sure little small things you can invest in, maybe $5 to $10 a month, and you can look up possibly a week. I don't know. Again, I'm not into everything they're doing, but at the same time, they picked me up. They sponsored me for this event right here at in Atlanta, Georgia, Urban Nerd Con. I got the call. My vending spot had already been taken care of. My hotel, everything had already been taken care of. Emails were already sent to me to verify everything. So again, whatever you guys are doing, I just want to say thank you. Continue to push the word, because I believe this is an epic tale. I believe with the right people behind me, we can make this great. There are all types of things that I do have planned for the future. But that was me paying the bills, y'all. Now we through paying the bills. Let's go ahead and get you guys on this video, and then when we come back after this video, I'll make sure I put the video on for Jackson Suede, okay? And good morning if you just came in. All right, y'all, here we go.
DJ JB Money.
Yeah.
Now this a word of mouth jingle.
FLUX.
Let's go.
Cake Top. Zodiac Guardian. Yeah. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Yeah. Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Zodiac Guardian. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Yeah. Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Zodiac Guardian. Where is mine? I gotta get mine. I need all the gear with the zodiac signs. Yeah, what's mine? I gotta find mine. I need all the gear with the zodiac sign. Capricorns, what's up? You so smart, you know what's up. All my Leos, you so fierce. Scorpios, they keep it clear. All my Aries know you strong. Gemini can't get it wrong. Aquarius, Pisces, and Taurus, Leos, Virgos, yeah we go. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, yeah. Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Zodiac, yeah. Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, yeah, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Zodiac, Guardians. Purchase and donate at FLUX-Zodiac.com. Yeah.
I'm sitting here, y'all, just bringing up this video, making sure I take this this overlay off. So here we go with the video. All right.
Wait, is this really happening? Chapter 2. Jackson Swade, Washington National Airport, Terminal B, Washington, D.C., USA, Earth. A person can only suffer drowning in bad luck for so long. Jackson Swade is on his way to new beginnings. It's as if a great weight has been lifted from his shoulders, and the time has come for him to start anew. He didn't want to be late for his new life. Being late for things wasn't one of his flaws. He is generally 5 to 10 minutes early for anything that made it to his calendar, a habit picked up from serving in the military. This isn't the time for reminiscing on the past. It is a time to embrace the future. Jackson sits in the airport waiting for his flight to Cleveland. He recently won a contract for Thermodyne Technologies. It's everything he needs to get his network security business off the ground. It has been a dream of Jackson's to work with cutting-edge technology since he was a child. After a grueling 2 hours of waiting, the terminal agent calls for those boarding Flight 2875 to Cleveland, Ohio. Jackson merges into the line behind a family with children. After the events of his former life, Jackson feels he doesn't need a reminder of his past. He immediately begins to dread the trip upon seeing the family. Thoughts of sitting near them almost became unbearable. It's never easy to start over, he thinks to himself. As the family continues toward the back of the plane, Jackson leans comfortably into his seat. Thankfully, he upgraded his ticket to first class, trying to do things different this time around. Jackson spent over 20 years in the military. Maybe it is time for him to enjoy his life. An airline stewardess asks about drinks and passes him a menu. Would you like a snack during your travels? Jackson notices that she is TV pretty, a term he uses for those cursed with beauty. More of a reminder of why he's currently looking for new beginnings. After noticing her wedding band, Jackson opts to simply answer her question. Let me get a vodka with mango juice. After giving the stewardess his order, Jackson pulls out a magazine to read. When the captain begins takeoff procedures, he settles in for the flight. This isn't his first flight. He's heard it all before and continues to read the magazine. The stewardess checks on several passengers before the flight departs. Soon after the plane takes off, the smooth flight is horribly interrupted. The plane begins violently shaking from turbulence. The fasten seatbelt sign lights up. The captain's voice echoes over the intercom. The plane flew through a crosswind as we climbed to cruising altitude. The turbulence has subsided and the seatbelt sign will remain on. A few passengers release sighs of relief when the plane returns to normal. Jackson couldn't resist looking out the window. The plane continues climbing to a cruising altitude. Turbulence shakes the plane again, tilting the plane and veering it off its trajectory. Someone sitting closer to the front of the plane screams, "It's raining meteors!" As Jackson turns to look out the window, multiple trails of smoke extend across the sky. By the time Jackson identifies what he believes to be a glowing hieroglyphic, the glowing symbol slams into him. There's no time to react. Boica! Bend over, here it comes again. These are the last words to escape Jackson's lips. Those in first class stop moving and are paralyzed with fear. The passengers watch as Jackson is overcome by light. The glow intensifies by the second as the brightness becomes too bright for human eyes to bear. As quickly as the incident began, it ends, leaving no trace of the passenger who once occupied the now empty seat. The plane quickly levels out and the turbulence subsides. The stewardess cautiously makes her way to Jackson's seat. She must now report to the captain that the plane is unexplainably one passenger short.
Taste honesty.
Okay, y'all. We back. We back. Okay, so even after everybody else around the world has been struck with, or you know what? Let me slowly come into it again. I gotta learn to keep my coolness. Okay, I get excited about this flux stuff. Again, remember, y'all, I'm on book 5. For anybody who came in new, I just want you guys to know that we're on Jackson Swade today. We already did the recap, and Jackson Swade is a brother that just got out the military, so he's the American black guy, right? He's a regular black guy, right? Just got out the military, doing 20 plus years, I think. So if okay, so if you look at it, I want superpowers too, y'all. It's just what it is, okay? So I kind of modeled this guy after me. And when I got out the military, I was on my way to new beginnings, new humble beginnings, and I got basically I got the job for 180K a year, right? So I'm excited about that. I'm ecstatic because again, and Adam, or let's say Jackson Swade is on a plane, and that's where he's on his way to. Did I put it in here? He said, okay, yeah. He recently won a contract for Thermodyne Technologies. Now, I didn't win a contract, but I did get picked up by Raytheon, right? Again, I was an IT guy, y'all. I was an IT guy. So after I got out the military 22 years, well, 20 years at the time, I was getting ready to get out. So I kind of based this character off of that. He just got out the military, 20 plus years. He's on this way, and I just said he won the contract from Thermodyne. And if you know anything, Thermodyne will be the big tech conglomerate within the flux continuum that resides on planet Earth. There we go, right? It's my Lex core, it's my Oz core, okay? Thermodynamics. And you have to look in the back of the book because again, I did give it a long title. I'm looking up the glossary real quick. Thermodyne is a thermodynamics, physics, and research facility of theoretical science. The leading corporation on Earth with technological advancement in earthly sciences. That's the full definition. So Thermodyne is that place, and I kind of, I had a look, not a contract, but I had picked up a job at Raytheon, yada yada. Long story short, my near-death experience, cancer. You're gonna hear it a few sometimes when you don't hear. I know I don't like to bring up old stuff. Hate to ponder on it too, but that's what happened. So I wasn't able to do that. And while I was going through cancer for like 2 years, I started writing Flux. So that's how we got to this point, y'all. But anyway, Jackson Swade didn't write no book. So anyway, long story short, he did his time in the military. He's on his way. I think he's on his way to Denver. I don't know why I put Cleveland, Ohio. I don't even know if I can say this over the streaming. I don't know if I can say this, but there was a new venture that had popped up during that time where you can go and let's say garden and make a lot of money gardening. It's a state crime. No. Correction. It's a federal crime, but it's not necessarily a state crime. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. All right. So, yeah, I go through, the whole, again, we was traveling around the time. I go through a whole lot of what you went through, what you go through in the airport, how like, Lord have mercy, can we please get on the plane and leave? And I had, I guess somebody had introduced me to mango juice. So technically, you guys, Jackson Swade would be my persona if something happened like this in real life, right? And I was chosen to have these abilities, right? So I kind of base this guy, like I said, off me. Anyway, now we get to a point where the plane is flying, right? We already up in the air. You got my mango juice, my vodka with mango, you know what I mean? And the plane hit some type of turbulence, right? And I tried to do the sound effects and stuff for you guys behind the video, behind the narration. But somebody screams, it's raining meteors. So if you can reflect back, if you've been here long enough, and you reflect back to Dr. Afanasi Sitarov, the first guy who opens the story up, what he did was he sent the probe to the other side of the universe. At least that's what he thought. And while it was over there, and it was through a wormhole, y'all. And when it got over there, it put out all types of mathematical formulas and different languages and all these, I don't want to say human, but earthly things that we have here, like numerical formulas, to see that if any life form could recognize it and respond back. Now, that was a test. It was supposed to last 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, I think. But anyway, when the orb comes back, and after it comes back into our space, that means that there's a wormhole opens and the portal and the probe comes out of the wormhole. Something crashes into it because it's moving too fast for us, the human eye, to see what it was. Now, I would tell you, but then I would give you more of the story. That's why I'm not telling you. Anyway, that vehicle or that whatever hit the probe, it shattered the probe and it broke up the whatever the containment unit, if you will. Now, all this shrapnel sprays across planet Earth basically because gravity grabs everything, and it looks like miniature meteors falling or whatever. And those are the orbs. Okay, and then there's other shrapnel from the probe coming into the atmosphere too. The plane. So what I'm saying is everything that had happened already happened, and all this was happening in like around the same time, like within the same time span, if you will. So Jackson Swade, when he got on the plane and the plane reached the proper altitude or whatever, that was the probe had already shattered and broken up and everything. So those orbs were already moving the way they were going to be moving. And it says as Jackson turns to look out the window because somebody screamed, "It's raining meteors." He looks out the window, he see all these trails. So they always show it from ground level though, how the trails across, when a meteor is coming, how all the smoke and everything, behind it. That's kind of what I was going for, the visual anyway. And when Adam sees, remember, he's prior military, he's a veteran. So he says, "Buhika." He say, "What's Buhika?" It's bend over, here it comes again. BOHICA, right? Term we use, some OG sergeants were using when I first came in. It's the equivalent of, if you guys follow DC too, it's the equivalent of, what's my man Cyborg? He always go, "Booyah." He does it on the Teen Titans cartoon. I heard him do it on that before. Booyah. And I heard him do it in the Justice League movie. So it's kind of like that. So again, me putting some of what I've been experienced to in life, I put it into the book. So that's what happened. And he said, "Bend over, here it comes again." So Jackson got hit by an orb. That's what happened. So the orb phases harmlessly through. Remember, we already stated that if they can flow harmlessly through solid objects, and it slams into them. And he glows bright around everybody on the plane. People, making noise and stuff. But long story short, he's gone, and that's his story. Well, at least that's his sub chapter. Wait a minute. Anybody got any questions? Anybody feeling froggy and you want to be the first to ask the question? How did I come up with Zodiac Guardians? Nothing. Well, yeah, some of these sub chapters, y'all, they're short. Some of them are long. It just depends on what the character was doing at the time and how it needed to be expressed, or how long it took me to paint the picture. Well, I do know that we're going to have a little bit more action coming. Tomorrow's show, I can tell you that, will be Murray Collins. So let me see, can I bring up this picture of who we've been talking about? There we go. The Shield of Gemini. That's Jackson Swade, y'all. Jackson Swade, the guy on his way from Washington, D.C. to Cleveland, Ohio. And I know you guys have seen Twilight Zone and how all this stuff happens when people on a plane. So hey, I was doing my plane thing too. That's kind of where it came from. And me interjected into the story a little bit. That and y'all, I know we started on the book maybe 2 weeks ago, possibly, I think. Y'all, we just on page 29. So every clip is to show you, how thorough. I guess if you read at a certain pace, it basically shows you, I mean, you can be through with this book in like 4 hours, maybe six, depending on, if you, yeah. I'm gonna go and say six because we have character bios in the back, and you got to understand we got definitions, all types of stuff in the glossary. Yeah, maybe 6 hours. And that'll hit you up for $20. Yeah, back on my promo again, y'all. I give you a little bit, and then I have to hit you with the promo. So, whoever wants to be first, you guys come on, order. My store is open. It's $20 per book 1 and 2. And that's because they're under 200 pages. Book 3 is 200 plus pages, and they charge me for it, so I had to charge a little more, and it's $25. So if you purchase the whole three books, it'll be $65. But if you get it bundled, and that's what I do, right? I'm not trying to take advantage of nobody. I just want to, sell my product. So books 1, 2, and 3, you get them bundled for $55. That's a $10. Yeah, it's basically $10 coupon. Yeah, it's $10 coupon, y'all. It's $10 off. You get the stickers. They're $5 a piece. I did put out that I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia on the 26th, 27th, 28th. And what's so great about that is my understanding is we got a couple of schools that's going to come out too. Yeah, they want the schools to come out too. So you guys will be right there with me, especially if you follow me on this platform. Okay, yeah, I'll be at the Urban Nerd Con on 26, 27, 28 of April. Like I told y'all, I don't know how it happened. I don't want to give all the credit to the fans, but sometimes you have to. Again, I thought maybe, it was my due diligence, but it could be the fans because my 2 collaboration superpowers came out of nowhere. Right? I mean, I didn't really know. I don't know these people. They just came out of nowhere and they said they like what what I'm doing. Hey, they want to get behind what I was doing. A lot of books was purchased, and I was like, wow. So whatever you guys are doing, I ask you to continue doing it. Make sure you sharing. Make sure you letting people know, hey, yeah, this dude, man, he was in the military, got out after 20 plus years, and found out he was had a near-death experience with cancer. He beat that. Once he got through beating that, he looked up, he had this story. So he kept writing it. Now you got all these superheroes going on, this whole continuum. I like to call it a continuum, y'all, not a universe. And again, I will explain all of that. I think that's being explained in book 4. There's only one universe. That's why we use the term uni. I think we as men should have auto-corrected that. They're not a whole bunch of universes. They're dimensions. Okay, and not dimensions as in mathematical formulas and and hieroglyphics and shapes and stuff like that. No, we're talking about like dimensional resonance, and that's through frequency, vibrations. You know what I mean? So if there is another planet next to us, or if there's a thin wall between this plane of existence and the next plane of existence, and it's all contingent on our planet Earth, like we all, every Earth is right here with this Earth, but it just resonating at a different frequency, then those can't be other universes. Those are other dimensions. Yeah, there's one universe, and the universe is just, and I think I explained that in my books, y'all. I try to explain like, my way of thinking, because I've done a lot of research to get, some of this stuff I came up with. So it takes a while, y'all. It takes a while. It's not just an overnight thing. You have to, me personally, the way I do is first I got to think about what I'm gonna do, right? I got to write notes for it. I got to go through the the research, right? Whatever it is I'm looking at. Sometimes that can take 2-3 days to process it, because you got to put it into the story, and it can't feel like it's injected into the story. It has to be smooth. It has to flow with the story, like what's going on. So that's what I mean when I say I'm injecting things into it. You don't want it to be a harsh or an abrupt change. Like, some people call it what they call it. They got all these little terms nowadays. That when you something happened in a movie and you was like, I didn't see it coming, so they call that something. But anyway, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Anyway, if there are any questions, y'all, if you on Whatnot, I can possibly take your questions. Maybe I can bring it up in YouTube. Give me a second. Maybe Facebook. See, can I bring that up? Okay, Flux Continuum. Okay. Okay. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. Just make sure I put this on mute. Okay. Okay. So I can see now. So if you guys got any, questions y'all want to put out, hey, that's easy, man. Ask your questions, find out more about Flux. I mean, don't invest all this energy into it and then realize like I'm behind by the time something big happens. Remember, Flux is about the Lords of Chaos versus the Lords of Order. And the reason I say it like that is because there was so many things that happened before man came into, let's say, an awareness, until we fully perceived that we were not the center of the universe, right? When we got rid of the gods and all of the supernatural and stuff, right? We start looking at things more in a scientific manner. I feel like that's when we became aware. So now that we're aware of some of the things that's going out in space, right? Possibly on other worlds. I mean, I know the telescope, the technology is insane, right? They got telescopes that have I don't even call it an extended orbit, I guess, an elliptical extended elliptical orbit. I don't know. It's way out there though. They have a telescope that look into this telescope that's way out there, which is crazy, right? It's crazy. But whenever you guys are ready, to ask them questions, like I just want y'all to know I'm here. And I mean, we don't necessarily have to be about the same character that I'm discussing on today. That's just me keeping like I don't want to use the term continuity. That's me keeping like a steady pace on how I move instead of me just talking out the side of my throat sometimes. So I have these sub chapters within each book, or within each chapter that's in the book, and I use those to like keep pace. Again, we want to get to book 2, we want to get to book 3. I don't want to jump back and forth, confuse the audience. So the books help me keep the continuity, y'all, or the pace. Yeah. Wait a minute. Just in case. I mean, I know you guys probably going to eventually say, hey, what's going on with this big poster up here? That 3D poster, this image, and this image. These are the images within that poster that you're looking at. It's 16 inches by 20 inches. Where's my... All right, so this is me getting you guys to see this. So the frame is 22 inches by 26.5 by 26.5. So I hope I'm saying it right. 22 inches by 26.5. The actual poster inside, it's not just a piece of paper either. It's an actual 3D poster, right? It's 16 inches by 20 inches. We got 3 images inside it. And all you have to do is look at it from an angle, and that's you. Now, what does this go for? I sell it for $40. I sell them for $40. You might be able to win one on a raffle day. I might make that my first raffle. I was thinking about using that. I guess maybe I should put more stuff down, right? So you guys can see it. That's my speaker tumbler I was telling you guys about a little while back. Can you guys see everything that goes on it? Like all the little buttons to make sure it's a speaker. You guys can see that, right? You guys can see that, right? All those little gadgets and stuff. Yeah. So whenever you guys ready to commit, I'll be here. Thinking about putting that Jackson Suede back on one more time before I let you guys go. Just want you guys to know that this FLUX merch is real. Okay? This FLUX merch is real. You can get it. You can get it. All right, y'all. I'm going to continue to add things to most likely by next week's show. By next Thursday, I should have a couple more items like the movie posters and maybe the tumblers on the site. Okay, let me hit you guys one more time with this video, and we're gonna get on up out of here. So we've done our hour. We let you guys know about what's going on when it comes to FLUX. We told you about the books 1 through 3, $55. I actually tagged, I think, the sticker of the character we're discussing today. I think I tagged that actually on the show too. The store is always open. I always get notifications. Reach out, y'all. Reach out. Okay? I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up.
Wait, is this really happening? Chapter 2. Jackson Suede, Washington National Airport, Terminal B, Washington, D.C., USA, Earth. A person can only suffer drowning and bad luck for so long. Jackson Suede is on his way to new beginnings. It's as if a great weight has been lifted from his shoulders, and the time has come for him to start anew. He didn't want to be late for his new life. Being late for things wasn't one of his flaws. He is generally 5 to 10 minutes early for anything that made it to his calendar, a habit picked up from serving in the military. This isn't the time for reminiscing on the past. It is a time to embrace the future. Jackson sits in the airport waiting for his flight to Cleveland. He recently won a contract for Thermodyne Technologies. It's everything he needs to get his network security business off the ground. It has been a dream of Jackson's to work with cutting-edge technology since he was a child. After a grueling 2 hours of waiting, the terminal agent calls for those boarding Flight 2875 to Cleveland, Ohio. Jackson merges into the line behind a family with children. After the events of his former life, Jackson feels he doesn't need a reminder of his past. He immediately begins to dread the trip upon seeing the family. Thoughts of sitting near them almost became unbearable. It's never easy to start over, he thinks to himself. As the family continues toward the back of the plane, Jackson leans comfortably into his seat. Thankfully, he upgraded his ticket to first class, trying to do things different this time around. Jackson spent over 20 years in the military. Maybe it is time for him to enjoy his life. An airline stewardess asks about drinks and passes him a menu. Would you like a snack during your travels? Jackson notices that she is TV pretty, a term he uses for those cursed with beauty. More of a reminder of why he's currently looking for new beginnings. After noticing her wedding band, Jackson opts to simply answer her question. Let me get a vodka with mango juice. After giving the stewardess his order, Jackson pulls out a magazine to read. When the captain begins takeoff procedures, he settles in for the flight. This isn't his first flight. He's heard it all before and continues to read the magazine. The stewardess checks on several passengers before the flight departs. Soon after the plane takes off, the smooth flight is horribly interrupted. The plane begins violently shaking from turbulence. The fasten seatbelt sign lights up. The captain's voice echoes over the intercom. The plane flew through a crosswind as we climbed to cruising altitude. The turbulence has subsided and the seatbelt sign will remain on. A few passengers release sighs of relief when the plane returns to normal. Jackson couldn't resist looking out the window. The plane continues climbing to a cruising altitude. Turbulence shakes the plane again, tilting the plane and veering it off its trajectory. Someone sitting closer to the front of the plane screams, "It's raining meteors!" As Jackson turns to look out the window, multiple trails of smoke extend across the sky. By the time Jackson identifies what he believes to be a glowing hieroglyphic, the glowing symbol slams into him. There's no time to react. Boica! Bend over, here it comes again. These are the last words to escape Jackson's lips. Those in first class stop moving and are paralyzed with fear. The passengers watch as Jackson is overcome by light. The glow intensifies by the second as the brightness becomes too bright for human eyes to bear. As quickly as the incident began, it ends, leaving no trace of the passenger who once occupied the now empty seat. The plane quickly levels out and the turbulence subsides. The stewardess cautiously makes her way to Jackson's seat. She must now report to the captain that the plane is unexplainably one passenger short.
Okay, y'all. That pretty much brings it to a conclusion. Some days are exciting. Some days we have to move the story forward. But like I told you guys, we stay at 75, right? Soon as you, right? And remember, y'all, we only introducing. It's not, let's say the actual harbingers, right? The avatars to the Lords of Order. Each guardian, each Zodiac guardian is being introduced, okay? I will let you guys know when something changed when we hit the Alpha Guardians because things will be different. But right now, everything that's happening on Earth is the origin story. You guys got to remember that. And we got to have that, right? We got to have that. If you guys don't know how it started, you know, they can miss me. Now, maybe if everybody is familiar with the characters, you don't have to start that origin story when you begin a series. But this is a brand new series, so we have to do that. And this is the origin story. I'm just moving the story along, okay? Thank everybody for coming out. Thank anybody who's sharing. Want to thank my collaboration superpower, the guys who put me up for this Comic-Con. I mean, this NerdCon, the Urban NerdCon in ATL. I want to thank all the people that come out, hey, just to watch. I appreciate it. I wish I had all that ability to be, reach all of that. But again, I'm trying to maximize my efforts. And that's why we have one screen looking into another screen. We multi-streaming. again, I'm trying to maximize. I want to get as many as possible. I think I do have the capabilities. Maybe this first so many months, 90 days to maybe 6 months. But after that, hey, we're gonna start tasking other independent, um, and maybe not so much as people who collect, and maybe we can have collectors on, so they can give their insight into things. But we want independent authors, creators, those guys to come on, and we all, we talk about whatever, we think the world is going. We grade the new movies coming out. Like, I believe the new Godzilla versus Kong is going to be all of that. That's what I believe. But, I'll let you know when I see it. All right, y'all. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate the love, y'all. I'll see those people who show up tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. For anybody new who coming out, make sure you come back, share it. Make sure you subscribe, notify, and do all of that. We will be talking about Marae Collins tomorrow, the young lady from El Paso, Texas, where I live at. Okay? So, she got to get love, right? All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here and keep this under an hour. That way I can repost it. Y'all have a good day. Peace. Wait a minute.